All right, people. Let's search this dump and get out of here ASAP.
Dump? What's wrong with the dirt burger?
Yeah, it's got everything. Garbage, rats, severe structural damage.
Some people just can't appreciate fine dining. Did you hear that?
You got nothing to worry about. Trust me. I've got the heightened senses of a ninja.
Oh! I am so sorry.
Hey, it's okay. We're gonna get you out of here.
Oh, thank you. We thought you were more of those things. Monsters are coming.
Looks like we're staying put.
Right.
All right, you two stick with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's get to work.
Alright gamers, geeks, and other delinquents from the outer realms, it's time for the Gamers in Beta podcast with Captain Mike M.
That is a travesty of the highest order I've ever fucking seen one.
Featuring assorted co-hosts, J Maniac 17.
What the fuck was that all about?
Corey Atwood.
It's not my fault you guys all have shitty taste.
Sean Quicksilver 3355.
Well, maybe you should look it up.
And Joe State.
That game sucks, dude. All right, so with my current day job, like I won't get into how, but I can often have a chance to go pee, but I don't always have a chance to run off and take a shit. And earlier today, I had to do both of them really, really badly, but I could only piss. So I was going number one, but at the same time, I was like, okay, am I going to be able to go number one and not number two? And it, just had to hold it a little bit, but I could do it. And then I got to thinking, I'm like, I don't think that I could shit without pissing. I can piss without shitting. I don't think I could go the other way. Would you guys be able to, like, hold pee while taking a dump?
No. I think there's something about pushing that pushes number one out.
Yeah, it's like when I was a kid, I used to always think it just like prepared the toilet for my upcoming dump. Like I just assumed that's like always part of it, which is a real pain in the ass if you ever have to like take a dump in the woods. That's always like a horrific thing you have to plan for. But I do not think it's physically possible to do it the other way.
I do not believe it is because I believe you have to relax your prostate to urinate, and that's what you do when you're shitting to get all sciencey.
Get all sciencey with this gross topic.
Speaking of pissing and shitting, we were in downtown Boston today, across from the Commons, walking to Fajitas and Rita's.
Oh, your favorite place.
Juggler of Geese's favorite place. He's the one that always goes there. I've been there a couple times. It's good. It's good food, no doubt. And so we are walking through a section of homeless people / drug dealers. And I don't know if it's just because I'm more aware of things now at my age, but I can actually, witness people selling drugs and know what it is. And so I saw a lot of that today. And I don't usually remember that, especially over in that area. But today, for whatever reason, I was catching that. And my middle son, walks through, and he blurts it out with the Irish whisper, "Man, it smells like a zoo over here." My wife quickly grabs him. "Keep going, son. Keep going." Then we had to explain to him, yeah, it smells like a zoo because, there's homeless people there, or there's people just, druggies taking pisses or dumps, and they don't give a fuck. So he's like, oh, that makes sense now. So that was our
Just
our
scream
funny,
it out, son. Scream it out.
our
Welcome
funny,
to downtown Boston.
funny educational moment of the day. How was your day today, Jay?
Well, my day was an interesting, busy day. Like I said, it's summertime, so I jacked up my old Nissan and wrapped a tin can around the exhaust because there was a hole in it. And let me tell you, that works very well. So there's your redneck story for the day. And then I also fixed the mirror because when we had left for the weekend and when I came back and I drove to work the following day, my mirror fell off. So I had to screw that back on. So I did a little bit of car repair today. So, and then my truck wouldn't start, so I couldn't figure out what was going on with that. And I put it in, and I looked, and the positive clamp is pretty much corroded off. So I'm bringing it into the dealership tomorrow because that's under warranty. So that was my day for today. It was semi-interesting.
We should have like a Maniac 17 MacGyver corner of like podcast segment where Jay just tells us like some shit that he MacGyvered up and fixed, a la, like Redneck Mana style.
Yes, well, part of that is there is a hose clamp in the truck right now in case that corroded clamp for the battery completely goes, because you can use those for that in a pinch. Just don't touch both electrodes at the same time or you're going to make a lot of sparks.
See, we should have our own Pinterest. We should have our own Pinterest page for this shit.
Well, welcome to episode 209 of the Gamers in Beta podcast. This is Captain Mike M, joined by Jay and Corey. Gentlemen, a bit of sad news to share off the top. Our trusted colleague Joe State is bidding farewell to Gamers in Beta for now. We'd like to congratulate Joe for going back to work. I know he enjoyed his time at Intel way back a couple years ago, and he would sort of work around that schedule at Intel to join us on an occasional Sunday night. And then that job came to its natural conclusion after his contract was up. But they have reacquired Joe State, and he is headed back to Intel, which is great, I think, for him. So I couldn't be happier for that, because I think he enjoyed it there. I think he learned a lot, and I think he missed it. So happy to hear that he's going back there. Joe has left us with a few parting words. I'm going to play that right now for you.
Gamers in Beta. Hey everybody, it's your friend,
Joe State.
I was going to say.
That was my best French impression.
It's pretty good.
I'm calling to deliver some bad news / good news. I'm not on tonight. I certainly plan on being on tonight, but unfortunately things didn't work out, as things got kind of hectic here. I ended up taking a new job at Intel, and I start tomorrow, and this new job is going to have a schedule that completely conflicts with recording the podcast. So, unfortunately, I have to take a step back from recording the podcast. I am super depressed about it, very, very, very upset, very heartbroken. But what can you do? Gotta have a cool job, right? So, I appreciate everybody that's listened, everybody that has liked me being on the show, and I'm sure that I will be calling in every week because I still happen to love the show, and yeah, there's that. So, anyways, thanks everybody. Thanks, Mike. You are the greatest in the world. And Corey, you're a dick. Just kidding. Corey, you're amazing.
I'll take it.
Sean's a dick, though. And Jay, you're the best grandpa in the whole wide world. Anyways, bye.
All right, Joe State saying goodbye for now. Certainly, he will remain part of the Gamers in Beta family. If you've been following along at home, occasionally we do skits, funny little things for the podcast, and if our schedules align, certainly Joe is welcome to participate in those, and if he has a Sunday off and can make it, he is certainly welcome back at any time. So while it's goodbye, it's not a permanent goodbye. I'm sure you'll be hearing from him regardless if it's a weekly phone call or a special appearance here and there.
Yeah, we'll steal him back from Intel eventually. In one form or another, we'll steal him back. You can't have him for keeps, Intel.
Right. So what I'm going to do here, before we kick this off, I have a digital code for Logan. Is anybody familiar with that movie?
Oh yeah.
All
Fuck
right.
yeah, I was bummed I couldn't talk about the superhero question because that would have been my one of my number one superhero movies of all time. The movie's awesome.
Well, you could have called in, Corey. You only have yourself to blame.
Yeah, you're right. I can't argue with that.
Damn, I missed it.
So this is what I'm going to do. If someone is interested in this code for Logan, either by tweeting us or emailing or participating in Discord or leaving a voicemail, which is preferable, if someone chimes in with their favorite Joe State moment, here, Jay, myself, and Corey will be the judge of what we think is the best response, and the winner will get a digital code for Logan. So again, get back at us with your favorite Joe State moment, and someone will win the code.
And dude, that game sucks doesn't count.
And
every episode.
Last week we talked about Sean, and we were being a bit facetious about his departure. Sean is relocating work-wise. He will be back with Gamers in Beta as time allows. I'm sure if anybody's moved, you know how hectic that can be, but moving and then transitioning to a job at the same time is equally as difficult. So we're giving him some time to adjust, and when he's ready, he will make his return. So for the time being, it is Jay, myself, and Corey. This does open up the door for maybe some new participants. So we will see what happens. We have nothing, and I mean nothing, in the way of any news to break. We haven't even thought of that. But, as people depart, there's always room for growth at the same time. So we will see what happens there. Before we move on, Jay or Corey, any words to say about Joe?
Well, actually, he did send me just like a private voicemail. I missed the call, but he sent me a private voicemail telling me the real reason he couldn't make it.
I'll be doing my buddy.
See, so I had to reveal it. I couldn't keep his secret. I had to reveal it. I'm an honest guy, so.
Gotcha.
It also keeps him here on the show.
I'll be doing my buddy.
I appreciate the behind, and I'm using that in quotes, behind the scenes insight there.
Oh, jeez.
So, see, Joe, you'll always be here in our hearts doing your buddy.
I'll be doing my buddy.
Flights from Oregon to Massachusetts aren't that expensive. I'd watch out, Corey.
Yeah. Cheap enough to punch me in the face.
I'll miss Joe's sarcasm until we can get him back on again. Like I said, I'm sure we'll have him back occasionally. Maybe we can get something scheduled to have him in. And the positive of this is I think we might have a regular caller.
We could. Yes, we could.
There you go.
And
silver lining.
Maybe I'll dig up another code. What will happen first? Will Joe return, or will Jay get his Skype working on his computer again? As you can tell, 2 weeks in a row, Jay is on his phone version of Skype, and that's why you might hear a little tapping in the background with him on the computer. His microphone is picking that up. So we apologize for that noise, but we are working through this as best we can. What we really have to do...
4 hours I beat on this thing today.
4 hours. You'll be here 4 hours.
4 hours!
What we're going to really have to do is send up some duct tape to Jay and just duct tape his hands for 4 hours.
Can you send some super glue too? Because I used it fixing the mirror today and I'm out.
Yeah, just duct tape those hands so he can't type at all. Just has to look at the screen to follow along with the planner. What to turn his computer going to sleep off too, so it just constantly stays on. Anyways, let's get into some gaming stuff, shall we, gentlemen?
Let's do this.
Yes.
I know you guys are not PC gamers, really. Specifically, Corey, Mac user that you are.
Me.
None of you play PUBG, and all my PUBG friends are gone. Thanks a lot, Sean and Joe. But let's kick it off with some PUBG news that is causing a bit of disruption on the internet. They have released 3 crates of cosmetic items, skins, that are based around the movie for the Battle Royale film. The first and second crates, named the Wanderer crate and the Survivor crate, are going to be free to open. Each one includes 1 set of themed clothing on top of other cosmetic items. However, the third crate, named the Gamescom Invitational crate, is going to cost real-world money, $2.50 to open up.
Oh my God, $2.50? What the fuck? I'm a pissed off gamer. That's ridiculous. How dare? How dare they?
So the money that you're paying is going towards putting the money into the pot for the Invitational, where they're going to have 80 of the game's best and most high-profile players from around the world competing in LAN matches for a prize pool of $350,000. So that's where your money is going to go towards. I don't know why people are upset about this. I guess the main reason is releasing DLC before the game is actually, out and finished. But really, I don't know how much this game is going to be finished. It's at a pretty good point right now. Sure, could use some optimization here and there. Another map would be nice, but this map itself is very big that you don't really feel like you're getting burnt out on this one map. So I don't get it, but people on the internet are not happy unless they're bitching, right? No one is
kind of what the
forcing
internet's for now, right?
Yes.
No one is forcing you to buy this stuff. It does not give you a competitive advantage. In fact, you can almost make the case that it gives you a disadvantage because some of these costumes are purple, blue, and yellow. And if you're trying to hide on a map and not get shot, I don't know how much purple, blue, and yellow help you out.
Yeah, it's just a knee-jerk reaction to any half-ass moron who doesn't want to think it out. When they hear the word microtransaction, people immediately are up in arms. That's bullshit. That's free to play. I don't want to hear blah, blah, blah. Like, people just immediately get like that. And I understand the whole, I don't like games that are pay to win. I get that argument. That's why cosmetic DLC like this is exactly the solution to that. It's literally just cosmetic. It has no bearing on the game. Actually, like what Mike said, could have a negative bearing on the game. If you don't want it, don't buy it. But you have to understand that if a developer is going to sell a game like this and then continually support it for a long time, like this game has taken off. And to be this popular, it needs an enormous amount of continued support. So to support large games like this and large infrastructures of servers and so forth, they need to continue to make money. And this isn't something they're not charging you to continue to pay the damn game. Like Mike said, this is totally ignorable. So anybody who bitches about this, it's just an immediate knee-jerk reaction to just, DLC, that's bullshit. Well, then ignore it. Fuck you.
And I'm assuming the crates that they're talking about are these crates that you get in the beginning of the game that you can use your in-game currency for. I would love it if it meant the opposite. If you play this game, there are crates that drop from the sky, these sort of, loot drops, if you will.
Yep.
I would love it if the loot drops contained this sort of stuff and you had a race for it. That's almost a reward for going out there, putting your life on the line to get these loot drops, and then keep some of the cosmetic items that come from there, because you don't keep anything in this game. You go out there, you get level 3 helmets, you get level 3 backpacks, you lose all that, right? You start over completely brand new once the game starts. But I would like to see some of these loot drops contain items that you can actually take back with you and use over again. I think that would add a different dynamic to the game.
I would love to see, granted I can't play the game yet, and I'm not going to lie, it's not that I don't want to. I'm totally jealous of you guys being able to play this. I would love to play this game. But I loved the Battle Royale novel. I don't know if you guys read it, but it's fucking awesome, and I love that they're paying homage to it because this is exactly Battle Royale. So I love those first two costumes, and it would be really fucking rad if they could get licenses from other companies to put like maybe I don't know, to take the Rocket League example. What if you could dress like fucking Marty McFly and have his jacket from the first Back to the Future, or just like have any other character designs? If they could get licenses, I think they should do it because PUBG is huge right now, and it's only getting bigger, especially when it's going to hit consoles soon. So I think this is actually a really cool idea, and I would probably shell out if they got like a cool license. You know, if I could dress up like a fucking Ghostbuster or something, yeah, I'd do that shit.
Or even like just other game related stuff. What happens if you could have like the Fallout costume or some other character from Fallout? If I like it when other developers work with other developers that, you know, sort of cross pollination where they, you know, acknowledge that both games exist. And
Iron Fist instead of the fry pan.
Well, I wouldn't say the weapons necessarily, because that's going to change the flow of the game. But if you could run around and say what's that Detective Valentine
on your back?
Or that Valentine?
That too, yeah.
You know, if you could run around like him or something like that, you know, but still have the same weapons. I don't want the game to change. I just want the look of the game to, you know, be different at times. Let's move on and talk about a game that Jay is very excited about, Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah.
The New Colossus, that's coming out October 27th. If you followed any of your favorite gaming sites this week, they had hands-on time with the game, and we're not necessarily going to cover that because I don't want to spoil it necessarily for myself, so I really haven't looked at any of those videos yet because, quite frankly, some of them were like 25, 30 minutes long, and I didn't feel like ruining that for myself. But that
screenshot they've got in this article, though, looks fantastic. I mean, the hand looks real.
Yes.
So
what they have detailed is the Seasons Pass. It's going to be $24.99. The Seasons Pass is known as the Freedom Chronicles. It's going to contain 4 pieces of DLC. The first thing that you're going to play is called The Adventures of Gunslinger Joe. As former professional quarterback Joseph Stallion smashed through Nazi hordes from the ruins of Chicago to the vastness of space. And then there's going to be the Diaries of Agent Silent Death as ex-OSS agent and assassin Jessica Valiant infiltrate Nazi bunkers in California and discover the secrets of Operation San Andreas. And lastly, the amazing deeds of Captain Wilkins as the Army's renowned hero, Captain Gerald Wilkins, embark on a mission to Nazi-controlled Alaska to dismantle Operation Black Sun. There's also going to be a 4th piece of DLC. It's a prequel mission called Episode 0. This mission will be available for free, but only to people that pre-order Wolfenstein 2 or buy the Seasons Pass.
Didn't they do that with New Order? Like, wasn't Old Blood like a prequel set before New Order?
Yes, Old Blood. Yeah.
Old Blood was
that
totally
was a full game. Yeah, that
was a standalone.
Yeah, standalone DLC kind of game, but it was a full game. I love it.
Bethesda also announced that they are bundling Wolfenstein: The New Order and its spin-off, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, together in a $29.99 package on PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. The 2-pack will be sold at retail, and it will be available exclusively August 22nd. You'll also get a mail-in rebate for $10 towards the purchase of the new Colossus.
Now, I'm quite excited about this game, and I'm going to buy it day one. I don't know if I'm excited enough to buy the season pass, but I think Jay was more pumped about it than me. So, Jay, what do you think? Are you gonna jump on board with this like day one?
I'm not sure. Sometimes I wait just to see if there's a price drop. But with this one, I mean, how much I enjoyed the last ones, I may just jump right in. And if they have a deal where you can buy the game and the season's pass at a discount, if it costs the same, which has been the trend lately with games, is to release the game with the season's pass, as a bundle, but it's the same price without a discount, then at that case I may wait. So.
Gotcha. I don't have it here in front of me, but it's worth looking for at your own time. There is also going to be a way to, I'm not sure if it's import or save, but basically decisions that you made in the first game can affect gameplay in this new game. I don't have that.
Really?
I don't have that in front of me, but I read a little blurb about that today, and maybe I'll find it for next week. But there's going to be something that, a decision that you made could impact this new game.
I wonder how much of a decision, because it seems like this game takes place quite a while after.
Well, in the first game, there's like in the first game you play for a while, and then there's like a fork in the road where you have to make a decision on how you want to play the rest of the way. And
don't you also kill? You have to kill one of two guys. You have to like choose which guy is going to die. Am I remembering that correctly? It's like the older guy or the younger guy, and you have to make a decision which one.
And I'm thinking that's probably the.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's it. Yeah,
I think that's the decision. Yep.
Yeah.
So they're saying that could impact this new game. I'll find that for next week, or someone can find it for us and tweet it or put it in Discord or whatever. Let's move on here. A couple other items real quick. Fortnite is going free to play in 2018. However, people are still very hungry to play this game right now. Epic is reporting that they have already sold over 500,000 copies of this game. The game was first announced in December of 2011. Since then, it's gone through numerous different changes. The game is still in early access, and when it's done in 2018, it will go free to play. Now, I've been watching some streams on this, and it really does look intriguing. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. The cheapest you can buy into the game right now is $40. The most expensive tier, the limited edition, is $150. So that's quite a range that you can buy into the game at right now. Jay, I know you were hot for trot on this for some time, and then things have cooled because they sort of went dormant or quiet for a while.
Yeah, for quite a while.
What's your level of interest right now?
Nightmare.
I'll wait for it to come out free to play. I'll wait for that time when it does come out. I mean, I don't know how much of it, because this is a multiplayer game, so people get more advanced. But
what's in store?
I'm not going to buy in early.
2011 was a banner year for video games.
With a glut of games,
it saw the release of a new Zelda.
Have in our backlogs. I mean, you'll just see from my games that I've played this week. I'm just trying to keep up and buying into this when I can pick it up, as the free-to-play model, and then if I enjoy it, I can throw some money on it. So.
Now it's no secret that the game is going free to play soon. So what's to stop everybody else from having that same mentality? Like, for the people that are buying it now, are they going to have some sort of advantage over the free-to-play players?
Well, yeah, they'll be able to play it now. So
well, aside from that, I'm saying when other people jump in, are they going to have already more access to the game somehow? Like, have they talked about that? Do you know, or no?
Yeah, I don't know if there's unlocks or anything like that. Mike?
Yeah, I don't have that in front of me. I would assume, obviously, they would get founder status and whatever that entails, whether that's different outfits, different weapons, probably things of that nature. I'm just speculating, but that seems like a normal course of action.
Yeah. The game seems cool. It's like it looks like a like Ogres Must Die kind of a gameplay.
Orcs Must Die? Not quite.
This is a more like Minecraft meets Left 4 Dead. So you have to do a lot of forging and building stuff, and then it's hordes of zombies come out at certain times, and they will try to destroy what you have built, and you have to kill them off.
Oh,
that is
you have to build a fort at night so that they don't get to you. So you're foraging during the day, and you have to build your fort for the evening, and also weapons and fortifications. So it's almost like kind of horde mode in a way, like in Gears in a way.
Yeah, like Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, and Left 4 Dead, yeah.
Yeah, so I think Minecraft versus Left 4 Dead is a good analogy.
Yeah, that makes it more clear than what I thought it was.
Yep. Last bit of news before we move on here, Jay. I have done the reporting for you this week, so you can take a week off.
I know. I'm a little disappointed. I was so excited to announce that the Xbox One is still not up for pre-order, but we got news.
Yes. So someone tweeted at Phil Spencer saying, hey, Xbox P3, any word on when the Xbox One pre-orders will be released? I want to make sure I get one. I can't wait. And no, that was not Jay. That was Mooey004. Let's give some credit to Zooey. In fact, Corey, do we have a round of applause for Mooey?
Yeah, it's Mooey. Thank you.
Take a bow, Mooey.
Yes.
So Phil responded to Mooey on July 23rd and said, our plan is set for this. All approvals are done. So now just landing the announce with all the info won't be too much longer. So it's no longer an FCC issue. That has been cleared up.
Oh, breaking news.
Yep.
It's somewhere between now and November 3rd.
Okay. There you have it.
Exclusive. Gamers in Beta exclusive right there.
And between, one was E3 about a month and a half ago or a month ago. Has anybody changed their opinion on whether they're getting it or not, or is everybody still on the fence?
If I had the money, I would pick one up, but I just don't have it, so.
All right. And Corey, you don't care, right?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope. I don't need to spend that much money on a console that'll play the games I already have.
All right. Well, what do you guys say? Let's switch gears here and kick it over to the question of the week segment. Let's hear from the Hall of Famer, Rowdy Roddy.
They think they got the answers. I change the questions.
All right, now last week's am I stepping on your toes? Am I okay to take over? I feel like you're about to talk and I cut you off.
Go ahead.
Okay, good.
Go, sir.
All right, if you could vacation in any game world, setting, location, etc., where would you go and what would you do when you got there? Now, this is actually kind of a tough question when you really think about it, because most video games are hellish, horrible landscapes that, you will die over and over again. So this was kind of a tough question. We didn't have a huge response, and I think that's wise, because this is not the easiest question to answer. So, Jay, take it away. You go first, sir.
Sorry, a little off tonight. I missed Joe, and I was a little sad, so I had to delay. G-Ham has replied, Safari Holiday on Pandora.
If you're gonna go to Pandora, you might as well kill everything you see.
Yeah,
that's kind of a dangerous place.
Yeah, so that's legit. Our friend RoboPig has replied, and he says, I thought of Borderlands as well, Graham, but everything on that planet wants to murder you, so maybe not ideal.
There you go. RoboPig knows what's up.
RoboPig knows what's up. And Devious Mr. Matt has replied to us and told us, Legend of Zelda, Hyrule. Yeah, that is not my choice. Fuck that shit when you can't climb because it's raining.
Yeah, because you're always out there climbing shit up in Maine, right?
Yeah, are you always climbing, Jay?
Oh, hell yeah.
Only in the rain.
Yeah, on the four-wheeler, too.
That's why he doesn't have any money for an Xbox One X. You just bought new tires, right?
I did.
How much those set you back?
About $350.
Oof.
Worth it?
I would. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Worth it?
Oh yeah.
Can you climb in the rain? Is it climbing in the rain like a motherfucker?
I can climb in the rain. Yeah, they're a little better in the mud. And I also had to buy tires for the car too. So.
See, I would go. I agree with Divas Mr. Matt if this was like post Ganon being destroyed, because then I feel like Hyrule would be a much safer place. So yeah, if
then
Ganon
you could just
dead,
check out all the beautiful stuff. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, just go and pick flowers and catch wild horses and shit.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Yeah, now I agree with you, Matt.
All right, my turn here. Mafia Thug, what's going on, sir? He says, I'm going to say the Paris map. Hell, any map in the newest Hitman. And do I have to say what I want to do there? Number one, I love the Mediterranean-type vibe and scene. Number two, it would be sick as hell to take out low-life scum Hitman style. wear all those nice suits and disguises and hang around all the high-class crowd while sneaking around and popping grapes. Come on, I can't be the only one who would want to do that and experience that. And as a matter of fact, I want to go with Latina Mafia, of course, Fred French, and Mike Calhoun, Batman, and Glovebox, and Joe State. Anybody else you want to mention there?
I don't get to go.
Yeah, I don't either. What the fuck? Fuck, we take over this world and eBay while selling mustard and having some badass Batman gadgets all under the protection of the badge. FTW, come at us. Fuck it. Call us the Mission Impossible Crew. LMAO, the Mike Squad, in theaters December 25th, 2018.
That is like a coke-addled rant. That's how I first read that. Like, yeah, we're going to shoot him in the head. There's going to be a guy with mustard, and we're going to have Batman gadgets. I read it him going faster and faster. I feel like he would pop some
channeling Calhoun.
He had to
exactly.
probably run. He probably had the squad all readied up in Rainbow, and he just had to type that real quick. Get back to the game.
Pop a few grapes.
Yes.
Our next answer was the Elusive Man. Right now, easy answer. Alola. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. And what would I do? Catch Pokemon. Duh. Seriously, thinking about it now, I'm sad that I can't actually do it. Always wanted to go to Hawaii, so a Hawaii-type region and able to catch Pokemon. I think this will be my answer to this question from here on out. No great turmoil. No immediate danger from a great evil. Sounds like a win to me. See, that's a well-thought-out answer. I like that one. I'll give you here you go. I'll give you a PS4 trophy for that, even though it's not appropriate for Pokemon. Next answer gets a little more sexy. Nick from Games on the Mind, he said, there's only one correct answer to this question. And you know what I'd be doing, quote unquote. and then he put up a picture of Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Fortune, one of the extreme beach volleyball games. So Nick's answer is masturbating. That's what he would be doing in this game world. There's a lot of on the beach masturbating, I think.
One-handed gaming.
Hey,
yeah, and
we're all gonna get laid.
And I don't know if in Dead or Alive on those tropical islands, if there's any police, but I think Nick would be arrested right away for masturbating in public. But he wouldn't be lonely because Holy Goalie would be in there with him. Holy Goalie said the cat house in Witcher 3 would be a good starting place. Love that little elf chick. Those ears. Or here would be good too, in referring to Nick's answer. So we get a couple of people who want to bang video game characters on their vacations.
Which you can relate to, Corey. You said you've masturbated to video games before. You fucking weirdo.
Oh, come on, dude. How old are you?
Too old.
You've never
I've masturbated to
it?
Soul Train. That's how old I am.
Yeah, I can't say I've done that, but yeah.
That's how old this guy is.
Got my rocks off to a few video games, but I'm definitely going to bust Holy Goalie and Nick about that too, because I have not rubbed one out to extreme beach volleyball. That's not in my wheelhouse yet.
All right. So what are your answers, gentlemen?
Jay, you go first.
Oh yeah, sure. Throw it at me. Actually, the bathhouse from Witcher 3 was one of my choices, but I would have to go with the extreme beach volleyball just because it's way more laid back, and I can go in and do some gambling, which I don't normally do. So that would be nice. And then you have the beach where you can go and sit out on the beach and watch things bounce around.
And masturbate.
No.
Jay is anti-masturbation.
No, I am not anti-masturbation. However, when you have jumblies like that running around, why are you masturbating?
Because they don't want to give you the time of day.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Then in that case, I don't want to go there because then it's like high school.
They're not blowing you. They're playing volleyball, dude. It's not extreme beach blow Jay. It's extreme beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Well, then we need to
it's not a breast buffet, Jay. They're not just, hey, you're here, just take whatever you want.
Whoa, one of the members of Gamers and Betas here on the beach. Stop everything.
Exactly. That's exactly what would happen, and you know it.
We're not ordinary people. We're morons.
It's either that or riding a mongoose around in Halo.
Those do look fun to drive.
This is a vacation, so would you be taking your wife there with you, or no? This would just be a man vacation, just you, a solo vacation.
Yeah, it would be it'd be a Mike vacation.
All right.
You can go off on your own and take your own vacation.
All right. Corey, how about yourself?
I had to think about this for a long time because everything I'd come up with, I'm like, no, that would kill me. That would kill me. I thought about the Mushroom Kingdom for a while, but that seems like too trite just to say a Mario game. But it does seem cool that we could fuck around and do whatever, but at the same time we could then go, we could go karting, or we could go play soccer, or we could just go play baseball, and everybody be cool with each other just to go go-kart racing, even after trying to kill each other. But I think if it comes down to it, I would choose to go into like Animal Crossing, because like the Elusive Man said, nothing's going to kill me, everything's chill, and I could buy an enormous house and pay it off just by like catching bugs and selling fucking fruit. So it would be a nice, relaxing vacation in a big-ass mansion. So yeah, Animal Crossing for me.
Well, if you guys know me, and I hold a grudge longer than most people, it's unhealthy. Quite frankly, it's unhealthy. So what do you think my answer would be?
Well, you're going to kill somebody.
Nope.
No?
Okay.
Nope.
If you've been paying attention here, the last couple,
Would you be the Jack Black character?
Would you go to Horizon Zero Dawn?
Maybe Jay's getting close.
Okay.
I'm going to go to that pirate town in Uncharted 4. I want a pre-destruction, though. Before shit went tits up. I want to go there and see what that was all about. Also...
you want to...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, that was like a beautiful place in the jungle. That was a really cool level.
Yes. So that would be one. I also like to go maybe to some of those Assassin's Creed worlds where like the revolutionaries. Was that Brotherhood or was that Black Flag?
Black Flag.
Revolutionary War was 3, I think.
All right. I like the old timey shit like that. So I'd like to go to some of those places too. Those would be my picks. But certainly the Uncharted 4 would be the top of the list. I can't remember a better, more beautiful set piece when that game transitioned to that and you saw that big landscape and the mountains in the background. Beautiful. Goddamn beautiful.
I'm a little disappointed that neither one of you picked Fallout 4 because you already live there.
Why would I want to vacation there?
Exactly.
I was just in King's Chapel today. I did a little Freedom Trail walking today. We went to Paul Revere's burial place, which also John Hancock is at, and Sam Adams is at, and Mother Goose. And then we went down the street to King's Chapel. We went in there, and there's a underground tomb in there that you can take underground crypt that you can take a tour down there. They weren't offering tours when we got there. They were already done for the day, but they estimate that there's probably about 150 people buried below that church. People that go ahead.
I was just going to ask if you found any good loot down there.
No, I wasn't allowed down there. They had it roped off.
No, didn't find any power armor or anything?
Nothing. Zero zilch.
Wow.
I did think about that, though, because when I was in the chapel, I was like, I swear there was a mission in there. Looked, I can remember, wasn't there one church where there was like, you were up above? You were up above.
Yeah, it was part of the Underground Railroad.
Was it the chapel behind the Paul Revere statue?
Yes.
I almost said Fred Revere.
Yes.
yeah, there definitely was, right behind the statue. I think that was the Underground Railroad. Yeah, you're right.
And my wife has...
part of the Freedom Trail.
My wife has never played Fallout, and she said to me, back then you rented the pews. So you go in there, and there's like these cushiony, like... boxes basically, that have cushions all wrapped around. You can sit there and watch the sermon in comfortability, and you close the door. So we sat in some pew, and it told us, who owned it. And she's like, I think this place, used to help the Underground Railroad. And then I had to tell her about Fallout. Then she just, she's like, I'm going to go over there and look at some other stuff. I'll be back.
You're like, actually, honey, synths aren't real, so that's just a fairy tale.
All right, Corey. What is the question? Oh, go ahead, Jay.
I was just gonna say that with Corey had picked a land that was very pretty safe, and I would say that Yonder Cloud Catching Chronicles would also fit that. Because, I mean, you can't even fall off a cliff, because if you do, you just pop your umbrella, so you're unhurt. You just have to run around and collect stuff all the time.
Yeah, that would be. I think that kind of inspired us, right? I think that's what inspired the question, because that's such a just pleasant little place to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's no murder, there's no murder, death, kill.
Yeah,
until Gamers in Beta gets there.
And we bring about our Demolition Man references.
And Jay was giving us grief for not picking the Fallout. Well, we can give Jay grief for not picking Far Harbor.
Yeah, it's true.
That's not too far from
there.
You. Yeah.
I've been there. I already vacationed there. I don't need to go again.
Let's move on. Corey, tell the people what the question is for next week.
This is actually like a bit of fishing for us. We just kind of want to know from you guys. This would help us out. How is your gaming and or podcast listening time affected during the summer months? Do you find that you have more time to game or a lot less time to game? And, podcast listening, that could go hand in hand. I mean, but, you can also, if you're doing a lot of long driving for your vacation, you might be listening to more podcasts. So, we're curious. Let us know. Mm-hmm. I think we're more interested in the podcast listening, because that would help us figure some shit out. But, I want to know both.
And that reminds me, I want to give a shout-out to my former coworker, Trent, who is a Gamers in Beta listener. He is relocating from Massachusetts to Arizona, and he said he's got a bunch of our episodes queued up for the ride. So thanks for listening, Trent, and hopefully the move is very successful for you.
That is a long-ass drive. He's driving the entire way, driving all the shit out there?
Him and his wife and his child driving out there, yes. They're big into the national parks. They wanted to get closer to that stuff, and they don't like the New England weathers, from what I understand, even though I think they both lived here all their whole life. So
I could agree with that.
Good for them.
If you're listening, if this is one of the episodes you downloaded ahead of time and you're driving out there right now and everyone in the car is asleep and we're helping you stay awake right now, wake up. Don't fall asleep. It's a long drive. We're trying to keep you alive. Don't die. We need as many fans as we can.
And it may be time for a bathroom break.
Yeah. Pull over. Slap yourself in the face. Don't fall asleep.
Now we have some listener questions that we're going to get to here. The first is from Shownuff71. And let's give a little congratulations to him for purchasing a Nintendo 2DS, the new 2DS XL.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was asking about games for it. So here you go, Shonuff. I'm proud of you. I want to know what he thinks of it, too.
And I saw that he was tweeting out some photos of the Kirby game today, and he was enjoying that. And he said, yes, an old-ass man like myself enjoys Kirby. What are you going to do about it? So,
let's fight about it.
So what he said, and this, Corey, this is in your wheelhouse, so I'm going to lean on you heavily for this response. He says, since you guys appreciate retro, curious what you think of the Polymega console. If it can deliver as advertised, I'm in, like Flynn. And then he provided us a YouTube clip of some of the UI and how you would search for games, how you would look for them, in the home screen, and what systems would be on there. There was the NES and a whole bunch of stuff. So, Corey, you watched the video. From what I hear, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, now, I was quite interested in this. Most of the time, as like a retro snob collector, I'm pretty leery and skeptical of this new hardware that plays old cartridges, like the Retron. Everybody sees those at like PAX or conventions and they're like, oh, I can play Sega, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo games all in the same thing. The problem when you play actual cartridges, I'm not talking ROMs, I'm talking actual cartridges on hardware that it wasn't intended for, there's always like a notable tiny amount of like input lag, like easily perceivable input lag, especially for a lot of twitchy games like Mega Man. You will notice it right away, and it will fuck up your game if you're like a hardcore Mega Man player.
Those older games really were affected by delay because, I mean, it was all timing. If it's off even a little bit, it's terrible, and that is my concern with this is if the games play as originally, because they're also upscaling to 1080p. So
that's my second hesitation is whenever you upscale a game, a retro game to HD, it looks like dog shit. It always looks like dog shit. But it does say, I did go to the website to get some more details on this, and they mentioned that there are also virtual overlay displays that you can put in, like whenever they do like a spoiler alert, the Namco Museum, which is something I'm going to talk about. When they do a game like that and they know it's going to be like on a widescreen TV, they'll do like cabinet displays around the screen so it doesn't mess up the proportions of the game. So apparently those are going to be available, and the input lag is the only thing I'm worried about. They do say that classic controllers can be plugged into it, and that supposedly, quote unquote, eliminates nearly all perceivable input lag. That I'll believe when I see it, because I know about the Retron. But the most notable thing about it is it kind of seems to infer. It never says anywhere in the trailer nor anywhere on the website. It never outright says that you can do this, but it infers that I could put a cartridge into the slot and rip the game right from the cartridge and save it onto the hard drive of the system. That's what it infers. So, like, I could take all my game cartridges and make ROMs out of them, which I don't even know if that's actually possible, and it's definitely not legal. So, I don't know if they could actually do that. If they could, I totally agree with Shonuff. I would be fucking totally into this, because I'm not going to stop collecting, but I would love to have digital backups of all these games, because eventually, you can only blow into these cartridges so much before, the cartridge shits the bed or the Nintendo itself shits the bed.
And I think that's how they work, is you don't need the cartridge or the disc afterwards, because legally, if you own the content and originally put it in there and you're backing it up onto the system, then you can just play that copy. So,
but you're making a ROM out of it. You're literally using it to make a ROM. So I don't know what sort of, if that's breaking any sort of like media rights laws or not.
No, it's the same thing with the CD. If you own a CD and you make a copy of it or DVD, it is legal. That's how you can get by. These people can get by having these home servers.
And
if
just
you
a
have the original
disclaimer,
disc and make it, you can do that. So,
and just a disclaimer: if anybody does get sued, we're not lawyers. Shit can change, especially in this political climate.
And keep your disc and keep your cartridge. So if you copy one of your buddies, that's not legal.
What do you do with your buddy again?
Well, I don't know what you guys do with your buddy.
Joe does.
Yeah, Joe.
I'll be doing my buddy
all day. But the user interface looks really cool. It looks just like Netflix. You can search. There's favorites. You can make lists. All the games are divided up by different consoles. It's a really slick interface. And if I could digitize all my games, I would do that. I would keep all my stuff, but I would do that just to have the backups. It says it uses like hybrid emulation tech, which I don't know exactly what that means. I assume that means. I don't know if they're going to come out and say, because I actually tweeted at them, because I couldn't find an email to ask them about this, but I tweeted at them, does this literally mean that I could rip the game from a cartridge and have a digital copy of it? And they haven't answered me yet. But I think it infers that, yeah, I could play my cartridge, but also I could download a ROM and play it. That's what I'm thinking this is, because it seems too good to be true. If I could make ROMs right out of a 1983 cartridge or a 1985 cartridge. But, I mean, it would be really cool. It also mentions there's different... what do you want to call them? Units that you can stack on top of each other. Like one would be for Sega, one would be for Super Nintendo, one would be for discs. And the discs play PS1 and Sega CD games, which would be awesome because Sega CD notoriously was awful. The Sega CD hardware, those things would break if the breeze was strong enough. They were terrible. I've owned like 3 of them. They all broke right away. So it would be cool to have Sega CD games. I would start buying Sega CD games again, but it seems too good to be true. And you could also stream directly to Twitter and Facebook, according to their webpage, which would be cool. Like, people wouldn't have to use like Elgato as
built-in streaming.
Yeah, built-in streaming.
This is sounds like a too good to be true one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Precisely, yeah. Like I'm following them on Twitter now, and I signed up for their email list because I want to keep up with this information because it's, like you said, sounds too good to be true. So yes, sure enough, I am interested. You have definitely got my attention, but with a big grain of salt because I don't know, this seems too cool.
All right, let's move on here to question number 2. This is from Jake, aka Assistol68. He hit us up on Discord earlier today and said, Mike, could there be time in this week's show to hear your opinions on whether you're obligated to finish games or not? Now, Corey, I know you want to be very thorough on this, and in the interest of time, let's not go on too long here, but you said that you could dedicate a whole show to this, and that's not what I'm looking for right now. Maybe we can bring others in to discuss that at a later date. I know Chaffee from Games We Don't Play podcast wanted to participate. I reached out to him today to see if he wanted to be on, and he couldn't make it. So let's give... Let's kick the answer around a little bit, but let's not do a huge deep dive because maybe we can revisit this and have a debate with others at some other time. So, Corey, the floor is yours, and give us your opinion.
Yeah, like you said, I droned on about the Polymega for a little longer than I should have, so I'll keep this short and sweet. I have mild OCD. I've always had that since I was a kid, and sometimes I handle it more better than other times. With video games, I have always felt obligated to finish one that I've started. Just recently, within the past few years, have I been able to separate myself from a game and say, nope, this game sucks. It's not going to get any better. I know exactly how this game's going to go, so I'm going to cut my losses and stop playing it. And it's really hard for me to do. I'll sometimes lose sleep about it, just thinking about this game I feel obligated to play, but I will stop. But the only time I still force myself to play through the entirety of a game, or at least a majority of it before I have to stop, is if I'm playing a game for review. And then I'm like, I have to play the entire game in case there's some sort of twist or change. No, if you're going to review a game, you should play it through the entirety. So, but I've just now been able to pull myself off of that and this game sucks, it's okay, I don't have to beat it anymore. But I don't think that's healthy. I think I have an unhealthy attitude towards it.
Now, for me, and we'll get to Jay in a moment, because Jay always talks about finishing games, so that's why this is a good conversation to have. For me, I lump all my entertainment into sort of one bucket, whether it's movies, going to the movie, sporting events, and if I spend $60 on a game or $30 or whatever, and I put in, let's take Zelda, for example, the newest one. I have over 100 hours into that game. I have not finished it. I am not heartbroken. I eventually will go back to it, but I don't feel obligated to go back to it. I have got more than my money's worth already. If I bought it for $60 and I have over 100 hours into it, I think that game has paid me back and then some in the entertainment department. So, a true testament to how good a game is for me, because I don't finish many of them, is if it's a great game, I'm going to play it all the way through. I certainly think the Zelda game is a great game, but there's a lot to it. So I just sort of ran out of steam a little bit. Got to find my second wind, and we'll pick that up. But generally, all the games that I finish deserve to be finished. They're great games. The games that I usually don't finish don't hold my interest, and they don't hold my interest, and like you said, they're not going to get any better, and I don't feel obligated to go back and finish them. I do not feel like I didn't get my money's worth. The only time I feel like that happens is when I don't play them at all. I mean, we all are victims of, not victims, but we're all guilty of buying games on sale, whether that's Steam or the Xbox sales or PlayStation. They're so cheap we buy them, and then we don't end up playing them, right? So we're all guilty of that, and that's when I feel like, I've sort of, spit the bit a little bit and didn't make a wise investment. But if I have invested 20 to 30 hours in a game and I don't feel like going on anymore, I don't feel obligated to finish it. Now, Jay, as I mentioned, you often talk about finishing games. You like to finish a game before you move on to another one. What is your take on this subject matter?
Yeah, I've been trying to do that more lately, just because a lot of times I would pick up games and play a little bit of them and then kind of drop it. Some games put in 10, 15 hours, you feel like you've got enough into it, or in some cases even 2 or 3 if it's a game that's not holding your attention or you're not enjoying it anymore. I kind of will drop off. Corey had mentioned, if he's reviewing, in the case of where I've gotten a review copy, I want to put in as much time as I can. In some cases I haven't finished, but I always try to explain why it didn't. And in some cases, there's some games that I've really enjoyed. Zelda is one of those. It wasn't a review copy, but I picked it up and I put in, I don't know, at least 60 or more hours. It wouldn't surprise me if I got 100 into it. Because I'd search every nook and cranny. It's just what I do. But I lost interest in it. I kind of got tired of the crafting and having to cook every time and whatnot. And I may go back to it, but that was one of the games I really enjoyed, but I didn't feel like finishing. Then there's other ones like Fallout 4. I wanted to finish everything. The Witcher 3, I finished every bit of it. Horizon Zero Dawn, was the same way. I wanted to finish up. I finished up. Matter of fact, I went back to try and play it, and I couldn't because I've literally finished everything in it. There was nothing to do. So
now let's say you pick up a game that isn't great. You've mentioned, game of the year type games there. If you pick up something that isn't great, I don't know, someone pick a game, Prey, or something along those lines that is good but not great.
Prey played the demo. I enjoyed it. I don't have the time to put into those games to complete them, even though I may enjoy them somewhat. Dying Light was one of the ones. Dying Light was a game that I thought I was going to love, and I put in 20 or 30 hours into that. And again, I was doing every nook and cranny. I played it terribly. And it got to a point where I didn't even enjoy it anymore. So I just stopped playing it. It's because, the gameplay, I got what I could out of the gameplay, and then it got tedious. The Trials games are the same way. I absolutely love those games. I raved about them. I couldn't finish them, though, because they're so hard. I'm bad at games.
Now, you bought Sunset Overdrive, right?
I did.
Yeah,
and that's another one.
Yeah. So
I enjoyed the hell out of it, played a lot of it. I just dropped it because other games came out and it didn't hold my interest quite as much. I think Witcher 3 and Fallout 4 were probably the ones that I played the most and felt compelled to finish. And like Corey said, when I stopped playing Zelda, I kind of in a way, lost some sleep over that. I'm like, I really need to go back, and I'd go back, and I just wasn't enjoying it because I just kind of felt like I was playing the same thing over again. So,
all right, well, there you have it. We can bring others in to debate that. It sounds like we are in some sort of general agreement that if it's a game of the year contender, we've mentioned, Witcher 3, Fallout 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, the Zelda game. Those ones we finished with no problem. They almost demand us to finish them. It also calls out to us to be finished. The other ones, if it can hold our interest, we get a lot of time, but we don't always finish them. Feels like.
And there's some that pull you back in too. I mean, I've had games that I've had for a couple of years, and I go back and keep playing, even though I know I'm not going to finish it. Burnout Revenge is one of those. I played the hell out of that game, but I never finished the storyline. I probably got hundreds of hours into it. So,
all right, Jake, Assistal68, thanks for the question. I'm sure this will be one that we bring up again from time to time. So let's hear once again from Rowdy Roddy.
They think they got the answers. I change the questions.
All right. We have some voicemails this week. It looks like we have some of our usual suspects back with us. So let's get to those in just 1 minute. All right. Let's hear from some of the usual suspects, shall we? Here we go.
What is up, gamers in beta? It is Air Tunnel Josh.
Hey, he changed his name. Wasn't he Wind Tunnel?
Thanks for the advice.
He may have been drinking
last week.
It's a marketing move.
For that problem I'm having. And when you guys were talking about those water levels, and you guys kept doing the Legend of Zelda freaking annoying fairy thing, I thought my phone was going off because that's what my text tone is. Well, on that
Fuck,
note,
we could help.
Wish I kept it on there for now.
I had a question for you guys. Oh, yeah. If you guys weren't doing your podcast stuff, what would you be doing for, like, alternative stuff? Because I know some of you guys have jobs. Like, what would you guys be doing for, like, fun, like you do with the podcast?
Fun? What's fun?
Because I doubt there really would be anything fun to do besides this. And then I heard that you guys when you guys wanted to have, like, insult things, and it's too early for me to do that. So that's kind of out of the question.
Well, Joe's not here anymore. Anyway,
well, that's all I really got for now. You guys have a good week. Game on, and Air Tunnel Josh.
What would we be doing for fun? Jeez.
Air Tunnel's now he's got a sign off too, so I think we have to officially call him Air Tunnel, not Wind Tunnel, Josh. And I grabbed it.
Hey, listen, look, listen, hey.
Haha. I fucked with him a little bit. Ooh.
Hey. What would I be doing for fun? Well, I tell you, if he asking like just like tonight, like on a Sunday night, what I would be doing for fun, or like if I didn't have to do the podcast and I didn't have to do any of the stuff during the week, like what would I supplement that time with? I'd probably play more games, right? I mean, this definitely takes up a little bit of my time where I can't play games, so I guess I would be playing more.
Yeah, this is one of the nights that you don't work, right?
I don't work. Sunday night I don't work. I podcast. Monday night I don't work, and I rehearse with my band. So I very rarely have any time to myself where I just kick back and watch TV or play video games. I have filled up my schedule to the max.
So I'm going to make a prediction. Mike would be, depending on when it's airing, watching Game of Thrones with a wife instead of podcasting.
Yep.
Or he would be playing PUBG at this point in time, or other games with other
PUBG,
people.
I might break out in hives. Yep.
Would that be a good? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and for myself, same thing. I'd be playing games or actually sleeping, because when we record, I usually get about 5 hours, between 4 and 5.5 hours of sleep.
Thought you were on light duty this week.
No, that was over the weekend. I actually had to take Friday off. Just in case you're wondering what he's referenced, I had to have a cortisone shot in my knee because I'm too young for it to happen, but I have arthritis in my knee and the cartilage is gone, so I had to have a cortisone shot. So I sat for 2 days and did nothing.
And let me plug the 40cast there, Jay. You don't want to miss that episode. Sort of took you to task there a little bit. Make sure you that is required listening for you.
I always listen the day it comes out. I listen to it. So.
All right.
But yeah, so and that's what I do is I'd be playing games and going to bed at a normal, what I call a normal time for my summertime, which is like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So.
And Corey, what would you be doing? Would you be like out there with Corey? Don't take this as an insult. There's stereotypes out there for a reason. And I just have a feeling like in college you were like a big hacky sack guy. So if you were not podcasting, would you be like in a hacky sack club?
No, I would no, not at all. I was not one of those guys. If I was not going to be podcasting at this very moment, I agree with Jay, I'd be sleeping. Because I always have to, I get like Jay said, 4 to 5 hours of sleep on Sunday nights. So I always have that Gamers in Beta hangover on Mondays. Mondays are fucking rough for
about
us.
2 o'clock, I'm just dragging.
Yeah, like, why the fuck do I do a podcast? Fuck my life. So that's how I feel. That's what I'd be doing at this very moment. If I didn't have an outlet to literally just bullshit with you guys and joke around and talk about games and, talk about game news and stuff, I don't know what I'd be doing. I would probably be talking some stranger's ear off at a bus stop, some asshole who does not want to hear me talk about my thoughts on, Mass Effect Andromeda or something like that. I need some sort of outlet like this. This is more for me than it is for you guys. I got to get this out. I like to talk about video games. It's fun. I like to be part of a community about video games. So I don't know what I would be doing. I'd probably be,
You'd be playing
doing
the
this somewhere.
Give me that shit.
Hacky sack.
I would not.
Jesus Christ.
I blow at hacky sack just for the record.
You probably had like a and what do they call those, rope bracelet and fucking ankle bracelet, rope, whatever those fucking things are called.
You know what's better than a hacky sack?
What's that?
A koosh.
I don't know what that is.
Koosh. A little koosh ball.
Well,
I do know it.
Google it.
Well, speaking of
Google it.
Speaking of a koosh, let's hear from this person.
Hey guys, is this thing on?
Hey.
That's what she said. Hey Corey, Sean, Joe, Captain Mike. Shout out to the OFR and Forticast as well. D. Rogers here, Dylan, all the way from South Florida at SuperCon Day 2. Actually, I'm in my hotel room calling, and you're invited if you know what I mean on the good Saturday. Wow, Jesus Christ. Friday morning. So far, yesterday night I've met, yesterday and yesterday night
the humble brags.
Opening VIP only party. I've met Josh Petersdorf from Overwatch. Corey probably knows Roadhog, the voice of them. Gango from WWE/WWF, the guy that did a whole vampire gimmick and whatnot with the Brood and Edge and Christian. Met him last time at the party. I met Mika Burton, LeVar Burton from Star Trek. His daughter is there as well, cosplayer and YouTuber and all that, panelist. Met her yesterday for about $20. LeVar was here on Saturday, which is tomorrow and Sunday.
$20.
And Charlotte Chung's here from Overwatch Diva, Roadhog, and Lucio are here from Overwatch.
I want to pause him for 1 second, guys. Is there any situation under any situation that you would pay to meet somebody?
Yes.
I have done it once at a convention. I went to a Comic-Con several years ago, and Billy West was there signing autographs. And if you guys don't know, he's done a ton of voices. He is like mega famous in the voiceover industry. I mean, he did nearly all the voices in Futurama, Doug, the fucking Red M&M.
He's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he's amazing. Awesome. So that's the only time I've done it. I paid to talk to him, and I was on a different podcast at the time, and I got him to record an audio plug for a podcast. So I should bring that here, even though it's not plugging the right podcast, but I got to meet Billy West. So
And he has a podcast doing all the voices now, so you should check that out, Corey.
And to meet your expert, how much was it approximately?
I wish I remembered for the
Just
sake
give me
of this, but I don't. It was around $20. I don't think it was. If it was more than that, it wasn't much more because I remember. Yeah.
And Jay, what about yourself?
A bunch of women.
What?
Jesus.
And you know what? You guys did too. I bet you bought your wife's their first dinner when you went out.
Yeah, but I didn't buy their attention.
Did you pay? Did you pay for the food?
Jay, stick to the form. Stick to the subject.
Yeah, this is going to a weird place.
I've never done like that. Like you could for a concert, you can do the VIP package, or you can go to these conferences and pay to get an autograph or get a picture with someone. I have never done that. No.
It's not for me. Not for me.
I
I'm sure as soon as I hang up the podcast, and I'm going to be like, fuck, I would probably do it for that person. But there is no one that comes to mind that I think I would fork over money. Maybe Dr. Disrespect. What can I say? Speed, violence, and momentum, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking Stan Lee too. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough not to have to pay. A buddy of mine bought the package deal to go meet him, and he was like, "I can bring a friend. You want to come?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So I got to meet him very briefly too, and I would have paid if I had had the chance.
All right, let's get back.
Yeah, there is that opportunity. I mean, there's some out there, but I can't think of any offhand right now. But a lot of times the monetary things keep you from doing it. So
let's hear the rest of D. Rogers.
Yes.
You guys in more ways than one on what's going on here in South Florida this weekend of the 27th to the 30th. So, yeah, just thought I'd call in and let you know who I've met, and I'm probably going to meet some more tonight. I met Brianna Holleran from Clerks, and Clerks 2, Dante is his character. And, yeah.
He makes it seem like he just bumped into him into the hall. Oh, yeah, I met this person, like he was at
here,
some swank dinner.
From Continuum 24, and Dark Matter on Netflix is here today through the end of it. So probably going to run into him, if not regularly today, sometime tonight at the VIP party at my hotel. So, yeah. So Tony Todd, Roger Cross, Charlotte Chung, Josh Petersdorf, all of them here again. So I might meet some of them tonight at the party if I don't
eat some of them.
Meet them at the regular convention hours. So, yeah. Once again, this is
Definitely
Dylan D. Rogers making on Instagram, Twitter, Dylan Rogers on Facebook, yada, yada, yada.
He's plugging
and,
himself right now.
Just for Corey and Sean and Captain Mike, big penis. Signing
No
off.
Jay.
Thanks.
But fuck
Jay does not get the big
Fuck
penis.
Jay. Yeah. Fuck Maniac. That D, I got to tell you, buddy. What you need to do is you need to have a hashtag on Twitter. You know, D Rog Matt or Humble Brag, D Rog Humble Brag, meetups or something on Twitter, and just keep track of this so we can go in there, click on that hashtag, and go in and check it out. So get that done, buddy.
What he's got to do is he's got to buy himself a net because he's dropping names left and right. I mean, he's got to pick these things up. They're all over the place. And hey, I got to do this one more time.
Hey, listen, look, listen, hey.
To know that I'm fucking with Josh, that he thinks his phone's going off. That makes me happy.
And anybody wager to guess who's next?
Yeah, I hope it's our condiment king.
All right, let's hear it.
Guess who's back? Back again. It's Fred French. Tell your friends. Hey, what's up, gamers in beta? Thought I'd throw a new opening air at you. Hope you enjoyed it. A little bit of song lyrics from old Fred French. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Singing it in the summertime. Loving it. Hello.
It's into hip
Call
hop.
in and answer your question of the week. Where I take a vacation. You know what I do, guys? You know what I do?
What?
I'd go to Rapture City in BioShock at its prime. See what it's
Prime,
like down there. I
definitely.
think it'd be awesome. You'd be underwater, go in those glass places, look out, see all the fish, still underwater sea life going by, and I just think Rapture at its prime would be awesome. It had like an oldies feel to it. You know what I mean? But I'd have to bail, though, before everything went bad. Have to get
Tits
out
up.
quick. I want to be part of that Big Daddy mess down there, but that's what old Fred French would do. Rapture. Yes, sir. That'd be a great vacation spot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Question. Got a question for you. How do you feel about this Atari classic system coming? I don't think it has much power to it. I'm not impressed. I don't know. I grew up with the Atari.
Yeah.
I love the Atari, but I think it's past its prime. And going back, it just doesn't do anything for me. The NES
Speaker
was
hacks.
great, but no, I think the Atari's going to bomb. Just curious what you guys have to say about that. And speaking of the old NES Classic, what do you think? Walmart puts that pre-order up. Old Fred French jumps in on it, gets an NES pre-order, and Walmart turns around and tells Fred it's dead. Huh? The nerve, telling Fred his pre-order's dead. Try again. Boo, Walmart.
Still go there and get
boo.
mustard, though.
Let's give Walmart some hate, guys.
It's the
Let's give
last
some
time
hate.
he'll buy mustard from
Fred's
him.
hurt. Thought I had one of those babies on reserve, and Walmart shattered my dreams. Kind of like picking up.
What the hell is supposed to do, you moron?
Oh,
Did that end French's call?
I did. Hold on, let me get Fred back.
Get fair to fry that sausage up, put on a bun. Boo, Walmart.
There we
Boo.
go.
Let's
My
give Walmart
apologies.
some hate, guys. Let's give them some hate.
Now he's
Fred's
tomorrow.
hurt. Thought I had one of those babies on reserve, and Walmart shattered my dreams. Kind of like picking up a bottle of mustard to put on your hot dog and find out it's empty. Most you can do
There's
is throw
the
it around and
reference.
stop on it. Another question. Just curious. If you were to eat a sausage hoagie, you know, you go to the fair to fry that sausage up, put on a bun, fried onions, fried cream peppers. Oh, delicious. Come on, guys. I know you'd put yellow mustard on that, right? Some heathen told me he'd put ketchup on it. Oh, why?
That's fucking disgusting.
I went right to the store, bought him a bottle of yellow mustard, and put on his door, rang his doorbell, and ran. I hope the heathen finds
He ding-dong ditched him.
in the mustard and throws the ketchup.
Ding dong mustard ditched him.
Anyway, guys, it's been great talking to you. Keep the gaming going. And as always, arrivederci.
He
was gonna say,
subdued
did
Fred
he-
French tonight.
I thought he was going to change his sign-off there at the end.
I had a one of those exact sausages that he was referencing today on the Boston Common, and I did not put yellow mustard on it.
Did you put anything on it?
And put a little ketchup.
Did you put
on
the... no endorphin sauce?
it. You know, I didn't
What
do
the hell is
much.
that?
I didn't do much in condiments at all on it actually, because it was, you know, all those things were just sitting out and baking in the sun. Those bottles. I don't know. So I didn't want to do that.
Warm mustard.
Yeah, I didn't want it. It only had yellow mustard. I did eyeball for the honey mustard. I would have put that on, but
That's because that's the only mustard that should go on those is the honey mustard.
No.
The yellow mustard. Oh, that's so good on a sausage sandwich. Yeah.
all right, I can't do any more of this fucking food talk. Every podcast I'm on talks about goddamn food.
All right, just real
Hurry up,
quick.
get it out.
Anything I put ketchup on, I always put mustard on as well and mix them together, except those sausages. Straight up mustard, yellow mustard. I'm totally in your camp, French.
All right, so those were the voicemails for the week, only 3. Again, a reminder, leave us a voicemail next week on your favorite Joe State moment, and you can win a digital code for Logan. And how are you going to leave a voicemail? How are you going to do that? You're going to call 508-658-BETA. Corey, repeat that number again.
That would be 508-658-BETA.
And Jay, I don't want to leave you out. Repeat that number again.
It would be 508-658-BETA.
All right, very good, guys. Thank you. Let's move on.
I've got to say we've got something missing from that though. We had no Mike Calhoun this time. I'm a little disappointed.
Points for French. French has got points over him now.
Yeah. So I expect Mike to call in next week so that the tally can be. We got to get this evened out.
I think Mike had his own podcast this week. He can't dedicate 2 nights to leaving a voicemail and podcasting. So
that sounds like an excuse to me.
Yeah.
It sounds like bad mustard to me is what that smells like.
Let's get into some of the games we have been playing. As no surprise, I have been playing more of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG, baby. And I am happy to report that I have been controller-free now for over a week. I am completely mouse and keyboard. I have not gone back once, cold turkey. And having lots of fun. We played this week, I think, with Nick and Jake a little bit. I played with Matt and Jeremy some. And RoboPig joined in a bunch as well. So lots of fun to be had.
Mike, what time are you guys playing then?
Usually after 10 o'clock at night.
And that's the reason I have not picked it up, because during the summer I am unable to. So I have a feeling that the console release will be perfect for me, and hopefully you guys will be playing on that too.
Yeah,
I will.
And the only problem there is it's also only 4-man squad. So keep that in mind if people are thinking, hey, I'm going to pick it up on PC, because inevitably someone's going to be left out in the dark. Because, if Matt, myself, and Jeremy are playing, and then we bring in either Dave, then Nick's out, or if we bring in Nick, then Dave's out. So there is that limitation that goes along with it. And I've been playing a bunch of Splatoon 2. I am at level 7 in turf battles. I finished tonight the Salmon Run tutorials, so I'm good to go when we need to do that, Corey.
Oh, yes, let's do that. Next time they make it available, anyway.
It was available tonight because I could go in and do the tutorial.
Oh, it wasn't this afternoon, motherfucker.
Yep, I did that with 30 minutes before the show. I knocked that out.
Good man.
I bought a new gun, one of those sort of like silver sprayers that you would see for guys that like do stuff with their automobiles. You know what I'm talking about? Those paint guns. That was the new gun. Yep. That was the new gun that was in the store. So I bought that tonight. I really enjoy Splatoon 2 once I get into a game. The fucking opening of that game where you have to listen to those 2 girls and you cannot skip it is the worst gaming decision. I would not own this game if it was physical. They're lucky I bought this thing digital because I would return it. That is ridiculous that you cannot skip that. Sometimes it's 5 minutes long.
It's not 5 minutes. It is irritating.
Tonight it was had to be 5 minutes.
They always go through a little bit of dialogue that is just supposed to be humor, and then they say, these are the maps that are available for League battles, these are the maps for Turf War, these are the maps for this, and then they do their sign-off.
But they also know, tonight they had to do a story that we have in the news. They talked about that. They talked about they talked about Salmon Run. So it was close to 5 minutes. I'm not exaggerating.
I hammer on the A button the whole time to get through it. Except my daughter watches me play a lot, and she loves those 2 characters now. So whenever they get to their sign off at the end, she's like memorized that, and she's always like, "Don't get cooked, stay off the hook." She is way into that.
My youngest son was going to bed tonight as I fired that up, and he comes running in. Mommy, Daddy's watching a TV show in here. So he heard those two voices too and was captivated, to say the least. Other than that, I've been playing the Lawbreakers open beta on the PS4.
Oh,
I enjoy that a little bit. I can see myself picking that up. I'm going to say that Lawbreakers is an accessible game, and what I mean by that is, I felt I could go in there and get kills right away. You know, PUBG, I know, is a completely different type of game, but you have to sort of practice to get kills. You're just not going to go into PUBG and start killing people. Again, completely different types of games, but Lawbreakers, I felt I could go in and I could do damage right away. So I enjoyed that. I didn't feel like the jumping or the gravity or whatever was nauseating at all. I was worried that I wasn't going to enjoy that. I would get sick. It seems to be okay. So I might pick that up when that comes out next week on the 8th. And then lastly, I've been playing Dead Alliance. There's a multiplayer beta on the PS4. This is a 4v4 team deathmatch where there are zombies in the middle, and you throw grenades to turn the zombies against the other team. I really want this game to be good, but it fucking sucks. It really is fucking terrible. I think it's
that was like the most honest thing I think a gamer's ever said. I want this to be good, but it sucks.
It's an interesting concept. It's a different thing on zombies, but it is just dreadful. It is really dreadful. So I cannot endorse Dead Alliance. And that's me. Who wants to go
alrighty
next?
then. Well, I'm next in the line here, so let's say we've been playing some Diablo 3. They had the free weekend play, so I decided to go in and check it back out again, because they're always updating Diablo 3. I do not have the new character. I'm not paying $15 for a single character, so I went back in with my Witch Doctor, and I am playing through on the next level. You can complete the game and then you start over again and you level up and it plays at a harder difficulty. So I'm playing through on that. I think I'm on the second or third chapter. And really enjoying that and unlocking a lot of stuff and starting to use a lot of those unlocks like the zombies and stuff. Thing with the Witch Doctor is it's not a lot of fun to go in and play with friends because I have so many followers. There's like 4 zombie dogs, a gargantuan, and a couple of what are they, ghosts or souls or whatever they are that go through. So when I'm playing with other people, it's hard to tell where the other people are, and it's hard for them to tell what's the monsters and what's the stuff that's following me. So, but I am really enjoying playing a little bit of that on my own, having fun, and I think I may go in and try the seasons play and create a season character. The next one I mentioned a while ago that I picked up the Turing test on Xbox because they had a sale. So I've been playing that. You're an astronaut that wakes up on basically it's kind of like a space station orbiting. I think it's the moon or something like that. And there's something going on, and you're woken up and you have to get into your suit and go down to the planet and try and find some other missing astronauts. And it's kind of Portal in a way. It reminds me a lot of Portal the way it works. You have 2 energy switches, 2 types of energy switches that you have to use to move around. You have this gun that you can pull the power ball out of the switch and shoot it at other ones, and then the other one you literally have to pick it up and carry it, so you have to be closer. So that's part of the puzzle solving is to go through and do that. And the load times were a little long on it, but I'm enjoying it. For somebody that enjoyed Portal, and I like these games that you have to solve these puzzles. I'm really enjoying that. I've played quite a bit of that. And And then I mentioned that I picked up Doom last weekend for $15, so I've gone in and I'm starting that. I played that on PC and got quite a ways through, and it took me quite a while to get through that. In 2 days, I've gone beyond where I was on the PC. So I'm playing that, and hopefully I'll get that finished up. Again, just really enjoying it. It is a hard game. I have it only on the second level up, and it's tough as hell. So,
What?
Well, I'm bad at games, so.
Oh, we did establish that. You're right.
That's right. So, the big thing with Doom, and I mean we've been through it before, but the big thing with Doom is you have to constantly be moving or you're dead.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Right, and the history for me for shooters is kind of get behind cover and shoot stuff. You do that, and this you're dead. So,
Did you ever play the original Doom, like the old school Doom?
I did,
the
but
PC?
not extensively. I got into it late and played it, on the PC, the old retro kind of stuff, to when they had it on the 360 and stuff. So this is a hell of a lot quicker, faster than that. So
well, I mean, that was always really kinetic, and there was no hiding behind cover in that game. I mean, if you were in a pinch, you would just circle strafe all day, and that's what that game was all about.
Yeah, and that's the thing I do. As soon as I die like 3 or 4 times, I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm trying to freaking hide again. So then you just run around the map. So getting used to that. So I'm really enjoying that. Again, there's a lot of unlocks in that. You get weapons, a lot of unlocks for the weapons, a lot of unlocks for your armor, all that stuff. You got to run out and find it. So I'm enjoying that, and I'm also being able to move around a lot easier. I'm using the map and understanding how the map works a lot better than the first time I played through it. So really enjoying that. So I will definitely be playing that again. And then, as we mentioned earlier, one of the worlds we'd like to go to is Yonder. I've been playing more of Yonder. I think I've gotten about another 2 to 3 hours in. And it pretty much is a fetch quest game. The controls are good. I really enjoy them. When you go buy something to go to pick it up, you can just hit the button, boom, it picks it up. You don't have to sit there and wait. You're running around picking stuff up. But it's pretty much a fetch quest thing. And then, you have to do some crafting and whatnot. But, you don't die. You don't do that. This is a enjoyable game for someone who is bad at games. And, I really think this would also be a good game to start your kids off with, because you can't die.
Definitely, yeah. It's like kiddo's first Zelda game.
Yeah, so, the crafting can get a little in-depth and whatnot. So, it's a beginner game, but it also has some advanced UI stuff that you have to learn. So, because the menus can be a little tough to navigate through in some cases, and trying to figure out how they work. Trying to get to your clothing and how to put it on and whatnot. But I think as far as just the base gameplay, you can put them in there and they can pick that up. And for an adult, I'm enjoying going in and playing. I don't know if this is a game that I will finish. But I will continue to play it. It is enjoyable. It's relaxing. A little, you're not running around. You're going to die. Hell, I almost threw my controller today playing Doom.
It's on the opposite end of the spectrum as far as
it is the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Yeah, it's Yonder. It's not quite a Peggle, but it's fun. I'm enjoying playing it. It plays very well. The graphics are, I wouldn't say they're spectacular, but the graphics, it's not 8-bit. It's not terrible, and I'm enjoying playing it. So you can see that there is a little bit of sometimes a little bit of lag in some of the gaming. So I'm playing on PS4, and but it's nothing that affects the gameplay wise. So I'm enjoying it, and I got to get in a little further, and I got to start learning the crafting side of it, and there is a lot of trade and farming in it. So,
all right. Well, Jay, if you don't get much sleep tomorrow, you only can blame yourself.
I'm going to blame myself. That's it.
All right, Corey.
I had, they say I had to make love to my games while I described them.
Yep. Go ahead, Corey.
All right, I will keep mine. I will be the Yonder to Jay's Doom. I'll keep mine short and sweet. Splatoon 2, we already beat that up. I'm still loving the shit out of that. And the only other game, I've just been playing Switch games lately. The only other game I've been playing just came out, I think, yesterday or the day before, the Namco Museum for Switch, which is just it's a Namco collection. It's a pretty eclectic collection of Namco games. It's got like Tower of Duraga, Rolling Thunder 2, Sky Kid, Splatterhouse, which is an odd inclusion.
Really?
It's a fun game. I like the original Splatterhouse.
That's not. Oh, they did a remake of that on the 360, didn't they?
They did, yeah. And there's also, for old school, there's also Splatterhouse 2. This is just the original Splatterhouse. But they also have old classics. They have Pac-Man. They have Pac-Man Versus, which I don't think you can find anywhere else aside from maybe GameCube, which is a lot of fun. You can play with other people. Dig Dug, Galaga, those are all in my wheelhouse.
All the old school.
The price tag is a little more than I would have liked to have paid. It's $30. I think it should be. Yeah, I think it should be $20. It's not a full price game. Yeah, exactly. It's a Nintendo thing. Anywhere else, I feel like this $19.99 would be appropriate. $29.99 right now, but you do get. It's like I think it's 10 games. So that's about $3 a game, I guess, if you want to rationalize it like that. But I like it. I don't have any regrets about buying it. So save states, leaderboards, all that stuff.
Excellent.
Nice.
Well, happy to hear that you guys are playing some games. We'll have to get some Splatoon 2 in the coming days. I know you'll have more about that later in the plugs. So we'll talk about that in just a bit. Let's move on to the news, shall we? I think we shall.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
All right, let's kick off with the notable releases. First, we have The Long Dark, which is coming out, I believe, on both consoles. This is a single-player survival exploration game that I think a lot of people have been looking forward to.
I think it's been on Xbox One in like an early access form for a while. I think it's just now coming to PS4, I think.
Right, yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
On the PS4, Patapon Remastered. Oh, that's got some people excited.
Yeah, that was a big Vita game, right? I know a lot of Vita players love the Patapon games.
Yep. A game that we saw at PAX East and liked, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. It's coming to consoles. I believe that's already been out on PC for some time.
Yep.
And lastly, a Xbox One only release. It might be on PC as well. Tacoma. I know some people out there are interested in that. Those are the ones worth mentioning this week. Let's move on to some quick hits here, shall we? First up, this one is for the Mafia Thugs, Latina and Mr. Mafia Thug. Rainbow Six Siege, all their maps are going to be getting a facelift. They're all going to be optimized. As part of the ongoing health chain of tweaks and tune-ups, the developers have announced plans to optimize all maps, including going over textures and replacing skies. The developer had this to say: over the course of the next year, we will be reworking the textures of every single map. We are starting with Cafe, our most expensive map in terms of memory budget. We have been going through all the textures and meshes of Cafe, smoothing, optimizing, and standardizing everything we could. In essence, we are streamlining and reducing its overall memory footprint. This is a first milestone that will allow us to optimize stability and frame rate while maintaining visual quality. So they included some before and after photos in there, and they do look a little different. So Ubisoft continues to invest in Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, it's always good to see when you're really into a game and you're really part of that community to see a game continually supported by the developer. It sucks when they just kind of cut their losses and move
Corey,
on to the next game.
You are sexy with your segues, Corey. Let me tell you that.
Professional as fuck.
Yep. Dying Light, Techland out of Poland has just announced that the game will be getting 10 free DLC helpings over the next 12 months. Now, this is a game that came out in 2015. They said at its peak, over 700,000 or so players were playing Dying Light per week. Now, as many as 500,000 are playing per week. So they've dropped a little bit, but for a game from 2015, the game is still doing very well. So the developers... Go ahead.
So they're giving it 10 toes to go with those legs, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is this going to bring you back, Jay? Wasn't this one of the games you mentioned as a game you did not finish?
I did not finish. I had a hard time with it. And part of it was trying to meet up with Mike. Our gameplay times had kind of. I think it was during the summer when it changes the times that we're able to play together. So.
I just reinstalled this on PC because I need to finish the large DLC that they threw out there. Holy Headshot, if you're out there, brother, we need to sync up and play this on the PC. But let's finish up the news story here. Dying Light's batch of freebies will include new in-game events, new enemies, new mysteries to solve, and much, much more. And the best thing is, all this stuff will be free. Soon, they will be releasing a content drop featuring new enemies as a tiny taste of their continuous support for Dying Light. Moving on, Destiny's 2 beta will be hitting the PC on August 28th, and it will run through August 31st. Those who have pre-ordered will be able to play on the 28th, and then they will open it up to everybody else on the 29th. And that, again, is the 29th to the 31st, or 28th to the 31st if you pre-ordered on PC.
Corey, did you get a chance to play it all?
The Destiny beta?
Yeah.
No,
zero interest,
thank
right?
you, sir. Yeah, zero. I know that we have some Destiny holics in our community though, so I'd be curious if anybody played this on console and is going to play the beta on PC as well.
I might.
Don't know.
I didn't get a chance to play because they extended the beta for 2 days, so I was able to play it because we were gone for the weekend. And I did not put that in my games that I played, but I did play that, and I enjoyed it. The shooting is still the same. The graphics are much improved. And other than that, not much to say about it. So I'm still not been swayed to purchase it yet. But I may try it on PC just to see how it runs on PC.
All right, and the PlayStation Plus games for August include, for the PS4, Just Cause 3. Also for the PS4, Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry. For the PS3,
What is that?
I don't know what is that. One of those?
I think that's one of the mini ones, right?
Nope.
Side scroll?
Nope. Go. It's a standalone adventure set after the events of Black Flag.
Oh.
Oh, so it's like a standalone DLC?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
When you said mini, I thought you meant just like not a full, AAA budget.
He was thinking
title.
that side-scrolling thing, like Assassin's Creed.
I was thinking there was the
China.
side-scrolling stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. China, Russia, and all the
Yeah. For the PS3, Super Motherload. Also, Snake Ball. For the Vita, Downwell. And that has cross-buy with the PS4. And lastly, for the PS Vita, Level 22. Moving on to some Nintendo news. Corey, Splatfest is going to be next weekend, starting at 12 a.m. on August 4th. Actually, let me back that up. August 4th, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific time, and it will run through 9 p.m. Pacific time on August 5th. And Corey, what is Splatfest? Can you tell us?
For anybody who had a Wii, Splatfest is kind of the continuation of the Everybody Votes channel. I don't know if you guys remember that, where there wasn't a lot when Nintendo first went online. So one of the channels you could go to was you would just vote, and they would put just random things out there: cats or dogs, mayo versus ketchup, things like that. Just like these arbitrary, which one do you like more? People will vote, and then you can go on the next day and see how people voted. And that's kind of what this is. You just pick one team or the other. I don't remember what the last one was. This is ketchup versus mayo, and people will fight it out. One team will fight it out, and then there will be like a winner afterwards. So that's essentially what the Splatfest is. It's like a way to get on a team and root for a team for a while.
Gotcha. Would you be partaking in the Splatfest?
Oh yeah, Team Ketchup all the way. I'm already there. Already invested.
And the last news item is for Xbox Games with Gold for August. For the whole month of August, Slime Rancher will be free. This is a game that's in preview. Now it'll be on the Xbox One. Also for the Xbox One, from August 16th through September 15th is Trials Fusion.
Yeah, it's a controller, Chucka.
And then
they're fun though.
They're fun until a certain point. Then it's just like, this is ridiculous.
Right.
I'm standing on my head to do this crap.
Yeah, you eventually give it up. You walk away from them.
Yep. And for the 360, starting August 1st, you'll be able to play Bayonetta. And that's through August 15th. And then from the 16th through August 31st, Red Faction Armageddon. And of course, those can also be played on the Xbox One, because anything that is in Games with Gold on the 360 is backwards compatible on the Xbox One. And that's all the news we have for this week, gentlemen. What an episode it has been. Game of Thrones is almost upon me. So let's finish with some plugs. Corey, why don't you go first?
All right, mine is going to be a little bit long. I'll just get this right out of the way. Rick and Morty Season 3 starting tonight. Go watch that. Don't miss it. It's probably already aired tonight. But and more importantly, I'm actually stepping away from my freelance writing right now. There is a store that's actually quite near my house that I think I've mentioned a few times called One Up Games. And I have taken a job there right now. A job that pays way more than writing ever did. If anyone out there has tried to get paid writing about video games online, they know it's a huge pain in the ass and you get taken advantage of. So I'm kind of done with that for a while, but I'm going to be the events coordinator for One Up Games. So it's kind of like an arcade. It's like the modern evolution of the arcade. You go in there, you pay a little bit of money, and you can play a whole slew of games that they have in there. But we're going to be doing our own little Splatfest. It's going to be a LAN party Splatfest on Wednesday, August 16th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's in Plainville, which is really close to, it's kind of close to Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, if anyone knows of that area. So if anybody wants to come play, LAN party, Splatoon, 8 people can play at once in one particular room. We can have multiple rooms. We have 4 copies of, Switches and Splatoon available, so you don't even have to bring one. But if you do have your own, you can feel free to bring that in. So, and if you don't want to play that, they also have like PSVR and the Nintendo Classics there. So lots of cool stuff to do there. Come on down. I think soda will be free if you want some free shit.
Some pop. Give me some pop, guy.
Yeah, that's all we can afford to give away for free right now. So that's it for me for Flugs. And 508-658 beta. Call that. Leave messages. Be like Fred French.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jay?
Just a shout out to our Fred French for calling in and being consistent. D. Rogers for calling in and keeping us entertained. And anyone else that wants to call in, we'll give you a shout out. We want to hear you.
You're not giving Air Tunnel
508-658 beta.
Yeah, you mentioned D. Rogers, who leaves you up, and then you don't mention Air Tunnel Josh. What the fuck?
Well, Air Tunnel Josh didn't mention me either, but
oh, okay.
And thanks for Josh for joining us on the phone. So we appreciate that. All of our Discord peeps, we appreciate your replies for the question of the week. Joe for calling in and leaving us his farewell, which hopefully his farewell won't be that long and we can have him back on again at some point in time. And glad to hear he's got himself a job and going to be able to help support the family a little bit more and then with what's going on. And Sean, we miss you too. And to you too. Appreciate coming on Sunday nights. We've mentioned that it can be tough, but it's nice to get on here and have a conversation about gaming that can't always have with our everyday lives. So it's nice to get in here and chat with you guys. So.
Alrighty. Well, here we are, gentlemen. Just the three of us, right? Thank you to Sean and Joe for all the contributions you've made over the many episodes you've been on, and you will definitely hear them at some point. Whenever they're ready to come back, they will be back. Other than that, we got all these people stepping away. Corey's stepping away from freelance, Joe's stepping away from the podcast, Sean's stepping away until he's moving. Well, fuck that attitude. I'm adding more to the things.
I'm stepping,
yo.
Stepping
right,
up.
Right in your face, yo. Matt from the 40 Cast and Jeremy from Dad's Getting Grounded and myself are starting a new venture called Bad Fodder Figures. Bad Fodder Figures.
See what you did there.
So the gist of it is we will be streaming, hopefully weekly. It might not be every night. Not every night. It might not be the same night every week, depending on schedules. But we hope to keep a weekly schedule where we play games badly. So we will be playing a lot of PUBG and some other games along the way. But we have a lot of laughs when we play, and there's a lot of gold out there that you guys aren't hearing, so this is a way for us to continue to play games with each other, but also for you guys to join in and hear some of the tomfoolery, and not only hear, but watch it live as well. So and be on the lookout for Bad Fodder Figures.
You guys are on, Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer, right?
That is the plan. We'll see what happens. Right now, definitely, Matt will be streaming it on YouTube, and Jeremy will be streaming it on Twitch. I have the Mixer portion of it, and we'll see if we go all three places. We'll see what happens. But definitely
step up, man. Step up, not back.
I know. I got to step forward. So be on the lookout for all that stuff. Also, the new 40 cast just came out today. Matt put it out, I think, 5 minutes before the show started. And go listen to that. I think we talked about more subjects than any other podcast we had. We talked about burial rites. We talked about naked ladies with this machete running after policemen. We had some sports talk in there, a little bit of video games, beer. I think we hit it all. I even think we some food talk thanks to Jay. So there's a lot of content in that hour-long episode. So check that one out. And the new Dad's Getting Grounded just came out as well, and I think that is a must-listen because I understand that Christian lost internet at some point, so he bailed out within the first 30 minutes. And then Jeremy lost power, and he bailed out halfway through the show, and I think it was just Dan and Damien left. So that's got to be a funny episode to listen to. So check that out.
It's like PUBG. People are just getting forced out.
Yeah, podcasting battle royale style. Yeah. So that's it for this week, guys. Episode 209 is in the books. We will probably be back next week for episode 210. Until then, Jay.
Same beta time, same beta channel. Will we have a fourth? Who knows? Tune in and see. See ya!
I'll be doing my buddy
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Now, can you hear me or am I out?
You cut in and out there.
Good, because that was me using mute, so now I know which one's the mute.